What's going on, guys? Welcome back, and today we got more stuff going on in the shop. If you haven't been here before, check out our previous videos. There's a lot of cool stuff going on, but today we're going to get into our new project, and Jake is working on an oil pan, so we're going to jump over to him right now. He's going to kind of break it down how we're going to attack this oil pan on our HEMI swap that you guys already heard previously. So let's get to it. What's happening, Jake?
Hey.
What you got going on over here today?
Alright, so there's a little breakdown, just trying to utilize some of the functions of a mill. When you got one in the shop, it's nice. A lot of people look past. But what I got to do for this car is I got to shorten the overall depth of the oil pan. So two things: I don't want to lose any quantity, and I want a nice, like, precision cut line. It just makes it easier when it comes to fabricating instead of having to build up gaps. So I decided to just go with just a chuck in the mill, and it's not even a carbide tip. It's just it's for sheet metal. It's a cutting saw. I got it off of McMaster car. So that's my plan right there. So once I get this cap off, I'm actually gonna measure the quantity of the oil. I'll be able to flip it over. It's a nice even cut. And one of the other benefits, since I'm not using abrasive, I'm not gonna impregnate any of the the abrasive material from the cutoff disc in the aluminum, since I'm going to be welding this. So it's going to be a cleaner cut, and it's going to help shorten the time of actually prep on this edge, because you'd have to grind that out. If there's little specks of the abrasive material, you'll find it when you're welding. So got to finish slitting this off, and I decided to run with the mill. It's a single plane on the bottom of the pan, so I was like, why not throw it up in there. Got a couple horseshoe clamps. One other thing, I gotta radius some of these fins right here for the cross member. It's pretty close, and with torque and flex of the motor, I don't want any of these touching, so I'm not going drastic. I'm just nice little radius, keep all the angles nice and smooth, so we don't have no stress risers in the pan, because this is a structural member. I mean, it actually bolts to the transmission itself. There's a lot of reinforcement on it, so you want to keep most of the strength as you can. And then same deal, since I'm removing this off the bottom of the pan, I want to keep the factory clearance between the pickup on the bottom of the pan, so I'll be able to get a real accurate measurement, since it's actually a machine cut. It's not just with a cut-off wheel. And then bring it over here. This is the pickup. It lives up in the front, so once I get that cut off on a pan, I already know what the factory clearance was, so I'm gonna have to shorten the oil pickup, and then as well just raise that up. And I'm actually gonna make 2 sumps on the side, so that's where I'm gonna get my extra quantity for the oil. At least maintain the same, or a little bit more. More is not gonna hurt anything, but we don't want to lose any of the quantity. If you think about it, that's gonna shorten the intervals of oil change theoretically. So less oil, more particulate per quantity of oil, so we want to keep it the same. So that's why we're running this route. I got some nice thick 1/4-inch aluminum plate that I'm going to be fabbing up these 2 sumps on the side. So the front height will be the same, back height will be the same, but I'll have, you've seen it, a lot of fabricated pans will have the extra sumps on the side, or the extra capacity on the side. So that's what I'm running. I got to see it clear the oil pan, or the oil filter, but I think I'll be able to make that happen. Not really losing much by what I'm taking off of there. So that's the plan for it. Fire up this mill, give you guys, it actually works pretty good. Just take it nice and slow, just pay attention, make sure none of your fixture and your clamps get up into the quill, and take your time and you get a nice clean cut. Be nice to weld up on. So bring you back here in a second. fresh off the mill. Like I was saying, you get a nice, clean, precision cut. I mean, it's not a slitting saw, it's not a carbide tip, but still, it's a lot better than freehand with a whiz wheel. So I like it. And now, like I said, I'll use the end mill for these sides probably. I got a nice 3/4 inch end mill because the sides are actually gonna go down more. That's where I'm gonna get my extra quantity. The front face and the back face are gonna stay the same height. So there it is. It was pretty easy, just a couple minutes. Not really too much setup since it's a single plane oil pan. Easy, a couple horseshoe clamps on the sides, clamp it down. Now we're in business. So what I really want to do now is just to verify, because it's critical, it's crucial, the oil pickup. If you put it too close, you know, you're running the risk of actually sucking to the bottom of the pan too high. That's not good either, but we do maintain the factory windage, like tray inside, keep the oil from sloshing back. So I'm actually contemplating throwing this up on there with the pickup out, because that's going to give me a dead accurate measurement from this face, how much I have to shorten it, and I could even shorten it up, tack it in place, then finish weld this all the way up. This is the plate that I'm using over here. It's what do I got? I think I got 4 series right here. I'd have to look. I just picked the weldable material. It's 1/4 inch. I got another 12 by 24. This is 12 by 12. Same place, McMaster-Carr. Pretty easy. You can look on there for like weldable, all the different alloys. So just look at what you're welding and then just do a little research. Make sure you get the right material and fill it for it as well. So bring it along. Once I get this cut up and do a little tack up, you guys will see it when it's done. Hopefully it looks good. I feel like it's going to. So there it is. Now I just got to do a lot of cleanup too. Like everyone says, aluminum, you got to take the time and do the cleanup. I got to clean this up inside outside. There's going to be a lot of oil impregnated in the pores in here. If you don't, it's just going to fume out while you're welding. Once it gets hot and you're coming through, you're going to get a lot of porosity, but I don't think it'll be too bad. It's a nice thick material. So I'll show you guys when it's done.
Alright guys, well there you have it. Jake's got a job cut out for him. He's going to keep on rolling with that, and we'll update you as soon as we got that thing all tacked up. But we got another car in the shop right now that I'm working on. Some wiring issues, several of them. So this is the BRZ, if you guys remember from a while back. We did a fuel system install and it's back now. This is a different engine. So there's a few problems here. So I'm gonna come around and show you. So this is what the bay looks like. We got to clean up all this wiring. And this is our boy Tim's car. We love you, Tim, but it's a rat's nest. So that being said, I have to clean up most of this. We're gonna have to change this fuse box lower cover because it was too close to the headers, and it did what it was gonna do, basically melt this. There's a lot of grounding points that needs fixed. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be removed and probably basically cut off and capped and tucked away somewhere else so it looks a lot neater. So there's a job cut out for me right here. It's gonna take a little bit, but we'll make it right. So take a look at how it looks like now, and then we'll do a before, after video. So I'm gonna go after that for a little while, and then we'll show you a progress as we're moving along. Hey guys, I know we haven't picked up the camera in a little while, but we're back, and I'm gonna show you a little progress that we've been working on this BRZ LS swap wire harness. So the car came in with no power when the battery's hooked up, and yes, the battery is charged. So we got the power restored, found a few bad grounds and a couple messed up wires. So that's still in work. We're kind of temporarily, hooked them up and just verified the power is on, so that we do have. And now this is the wire harness, how it came out, or it's still in work right now, but that's how it's looking so far. If you've seen the video before, or beginning of the video, it was kind of messy. So this is all cleaned up over here by your injectors and the coil packs. Everything in the back kind of got cleaned up. And then we tucked as much stuff as we could over here by this fuse box. Now we're still gonna be getting a new fuse box because of all that melted wire. Some stuff will be going in the channel where the fender's at. So this is still gonna need to be addressed the way it's kind of laying over. We might be drilling the hole and running them straight up and down the fender once we are 100% sure exactly what we're doing. But so far I think it's looking great, and we're gonna keep moving forward with it. There's still a lot of work to be done as far as the engine bay, but we've been fixing everything as we go. All the wires, all the grounds, all the new terminals, everything's getting re-crimped. There's also a lot of stuff that needs to be done on the inside. I'm gonna turn this light on so you can see. So there's still a lot of stuff that we're gonna need to address in here. This kind of wire nest of all kinds of switches and stuff. So that's what I'm gonna pick up on tomorrow. For today, that was a good bit of progress, just routing and securing things. So happy with the result for tonight. And here's Jake with all his progress that he's been doing on Genesis swap, along working with the oil pan. So he did a couple other things.
Yeah, we've been busy today. It's getting late, but happy with what I got done. One of the biggest issues with this motor, I mean, dimensions of like width of the motor, and overall like the block of the motor is not it's not too bad, but the oil pan and everything on the bottom side. So this is the windage tray right here. One of the other things we had to do in combination with shortening the oil pan and putting some sumps on the side was lowering the rack. There's not a whole lot of options here. We couldn't really raise the motor up because it's going to be sticking way out of the hood. So our solution to this problem was pretty much 3/4 inch spacers. So over on a mill, I just took some round stock, drilled a 1/2 inch hole so it's a nice tight fit for locating on the bolts themselves. We got longer grade 8 fasteners, and I don't know if you can see, but we
yeah, right in here. Well,
yeah, on this side we got 2 3/4 inch spacers,
yeah, right up in there.
just around the bolts themselves. Everything's just kind of tacked up here.
Yeah, just to lower the rack.
Yeah, and then for this side, since you have the strap with the bushing right here, there's actually nothing on the, so it's just like a U. So we couldn't just run 3/4 spacers. So what I ended up doing was just putting a 3/4 inch block all the way across, so it locates both, because that's what keeps the actual rack captive in there. If you didn't have the block or the filler material in between, it would you'd be able to push this rack up and the bushing really wouldn't be doing anything. So yeah, just got a solid block on this side, 2 3/4 inch spacers, and geometry doesn't look too bad right now. We got to get some weight on the car to see if we have to, you know, look at the option of possibly putting a spacer on the tie rod, but I think it's going to look all right. It's drooping right now if you're seeing this angle as it sits. So we got to adjust these lines as well. We got these cooler lines that run up from the Dodge motor, and we are going to just run completely new power steering lines for this. And if you remember, we got to make this was a electronic, the Dodge was an electronic rack, so we have to make a bracket for the power steering pump from the Genesis. So we're just going to run all new custom lines ourselves to clean this up, because it's not going to work for what we need right now. So we're just going to clean that up, take those out. So looks a little bit funky right now, but that's where we're at. Pan I didn't get to welding yet. I wanted to knock out this rack so we can keep moving forward, but that's where we're at today.
And with that rag, the reason he was trying to knock it out, just because when he's going to be welding his extensions, that's going to be, you know, we're going to need that there just to see how wide we can go. So that's why that was a step number 1 to get that done. But other than that, guys, I'm going to start back over tomorrow on this car and move forward with the wires or wiring. It's going to still a long way to go, but I'm sure we can do it. I have no doubt about it. And we're going to move on with our BRZ swap. So please stay tuned. Please like, subscribe, and we're going to see you in the next one. Take it easy.